Hi historians. So in this video, I'm just going to highlight the new additions to our SOCC analysis. These additions use some of the vocabulary words that we covered last week, and my goal is that they will help our claims at the end of our analysis be much stronger and go beyond what the artifact or the text is saying. So let's go ahead and get started. The only addition to the S box is identifying whether or not it's a primary or secondary source. So I need to ask myself, were these tools, my artifact, were they created during the time period by the people who lived there, or are these a reconstruction? So I'm going to look over my caption. They were excavated in contemporary Spain and date to the 4th century BCE. Okay, so that right there tells me that these are in fact primary sources. And now I'm ready to move on to the next addition in the O box, which is the main idea. So when I take a look at my caption, when I look at the artifacts itself, what is the main idea here, the key details from this source? And it says here that they are farming tools. It says that they were used to harvest grain and weed and do other farming activities. So I need to include farming in my main idea. So I'm going to say that farmers needed many tools for harvesting crops. Okay, that's just like the general idea of what I'm getting from my caption and my source, or from my artifact. Now the C box doesn't have anything new. The C box is still, the context box is still you relating to past artifacts you've viewed. I am going to highlight it though because it's important for my claim later. So I just wrote that the Paleolithic people created tools for hunting and fishing, but most of these tools were not as detailed as the ones I'm seeing right here on my left. So I'm going to keep that in mind for later. The last box is the corroborate box. The only thing I've added to this is whether or how much the artifact is significant to our understanding of the past or to the future and present and how it affected us. So I'm thinking, okay, what do we get out of, discovering these artifacts? Why are they important? I think, from my thinking, that these are important because they kind of show us, one, the kind of tools that were needed, and it also shows us that once farming was created, people had time to make these tools. They had time to think really deeply about, wow, how could we improve this? How could we make this better? So my significance sentence is going to be, it shows how farming helped the development of more complex is another word for like something with many pieces, or it's like difficult to create. So it shows that they were able to create more complex tools once farming was created. There was more time in the day maybe, or they just had a stronger need to create these tools. So now I'm ready to write my claim. I'm going to combine all the things that I've covered here, and the biggest thing that's standing out to me is that the tools I'm looking at in front of me are much more detailed and complex than the ones that we've analyzed in the past during the Paleolithic time period. So I'm going to finish my claim sentence by saying, given the evidence, I can conduce that tools made after the creation of farming. So I'm thinking about like cause and effect, right? So the effect of farming. The effect of farming was that they were more complex and diverse. And that right there is a claim that goes beyond what the source tells me. It purely uses my background knowledge and what I've already analyzed from other Paleolithic artifacts, and it can be supported by evidence in this source.